my video?
I think Real Talk, the first one we did.
Real Talk Part 2?
Yeah. Real Talk Part 2.
Alright, I'm already recording.
Yeah.
Hopefully I don't miss the spot this time.
Yeah, top of the morning, people. We're live. Real Talk Part 2. We're going to talk about Genesis now, this time, Genesis.
Oh yeah, that's what we were just talking about.
Yeah, we talked about Genesis now. It said in Genesis 1, the earth was void, chaos and confusion, as the Spirit of God was roaming the earth.
And it was made out of water.
Out of water, yeah.
Earth is nothing but water at the time.
Absolutely.
Which, in particle physics theory, the sun, stars, are going to shoot into water, and it's going to enchant the particle spins because the light is going to miss the particles or hit the particles, right? And it's going to enchant the kinetic energy, and the mass is going to go up. We have never found the mass of light because the mass of light is so small that we need an implosion device so strong to be able to see the mass of light, to measure the mass of light. Even our best cameras that are in the middle of a mountain, neutrino cameras, they have hundreds of thousands of the best cameras on the planet, and they have 100,000 plus gallons of water, all trying to find the electromagnetic force of a neutrino. Still can't measure the mass of light yet. Nobody in public science has measured the mass of light yet. Meaning, we still don't know the mass of light. We don't know it because we don't have the measuring tools to mass it to the degrees required, right? So, that's, if God brought nothing but water here and then put it in the middle of a star grid, eventually it's going to make soil. And I don't know what the first things it would make is. I don't know the order of operations of densities, but you would think that it would go up the element table to the more dense elements until you have extremely dense elements, right? Into the metals, into the exotic matters, into like uranium 200 and stuff like that. All these exotic, dense, super dense metals will start to appear. And then he put the vault there, right? And you were saying something. You were saying something about before that.
Before. Actually, what I was saying is, according to the Genesis account, they said the earth was void and chaos and confusion. Then he said he separated his light from darkness, which was the first day. So therefore, that had to be he started creating heaven and earth after the one heaven took place. So therefore, Lucifer already was down there in the garden. So after 6 days, then he created Adam. He said, "Let us make man in our image."
Because Lucifer wasn't a man.
He's a spirit. Yeah, he's a spiritual being. God is a spiritual being. Yeah.
He's an angel.
Yeah, he's an angel. Yeah, one of the most beautiful angels up there. And the war happened because
what I believe is that all life forms live in the fifth dimension. And you're either fifth dimensionally quantified or you're not fifth dimensionally quantified by canon. That canon would be like all the stars combined into one super technology.
Right, yeah. And it's surprising you say canon because I think they get the book about canon, the canon books.
Some people say humans are lower. Because they're not spiritual beings. But they're not spiritual beings inside of God. God found a way to make chaos beings, what I believe. Chaos meaning they live inside of the chaos fields and access in. So in modern science, our brains are gray matter. Gray matter is a mixture of dark matter and light matter. Light matter is visible matter. Dark matter is not visible. It's chaos particles. So technically, Adam was an upgrade to an angel in science, in some people's beliefs. So I really want to put that out there. Some people don't know. It was Angel 2.0 is what a human really was. Sometimes. Yeah. But that was just because Adam was in the chaos fields and in God's visible spectrums at the same time. He can upgrade you into that if you're not that. So he can take an angel and make you into that as well. All you have to do is take the shark view.
Making that being believe just them. Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Make it make sense now, guys. Make it make sense.
Yeah. Making the Bible make sense is literally my job at this point. Like, I am literally, like, me, you know that one guy with the Hebrew Bible?
Yeah.
I think he's Latino, I'm not really sure.
Which are you seen it? Yeah. Wow. Okay.
That guy
Yes.
knows probably more about the Bible than everybody in the whole building. Maybe even more than me. I asked him for help.
Wow.
I don't really ask anybody else for help. I pretty much only ask him for Bible help.
That's
I'm not
all.
even playing. I don't ask anybody else.
So you're talking about the one that just came to the dome. You know, I used to.
He read it in Hebrew. He knows it. He knows it better because Hebrew is a better language. Hebrew was evolving for thousands of years before. You know, what was English, a 300-year-old language or something like that?
Yeah, then you got
the Bible was written.
Yeah, but then you also got the Samaritan.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you got the Samaritan Bible and the Hebrew Bible. And then you also got the Ethiopian Bible too. Basically, what's modern Christian.
Yep. So, what I like to do, I like to read it in the original transcript.
Right.
I go straight to the meaning of words. Like, the words are so wild in the Bible. Like, there's a 14-character word in the Bible that literally means, like, magical sinning, pretty much. It pretty much means that it means magic, sin, but magic, real magic, like with real world, like, forces outwards, like sparkles and dazzles and whatnot, and stuff like that. And, you know, it's in the Bible. And people don't understand that.
Yeah, which is part of the sorcery and the witchcraft part, yeah.
It's in Corinthians 11:7, actually. The word means veil. Don't veil but they changed it to don't cover your head.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that.
The veil is like covering your eyes.
Yeah, it's covering your senses.
Yeah, so the veil is over your eyes there. Pretty much.
The word 14 characters, they thought I was going to believe in a 14-character word meant cover. No, it didn't mean cover. It meant don't use magical technology from other lords to put it over your senses and renounce the Lord. Renounce God. Renounce the universe. You're going to renounce being a human. Okay, first of all, like I said, if you're thinking in the logics that I'm thinking in, is humans don't have to deal with witches. They don't have to deal with terrorists most of the time. They don't have to deal with demons. Think about it this way. Angels have to deal with that stuff. Angels are a lower dimensional frequency being than a human in some people's religions, in some people's beliefs. Because if you think about it, he made humans second. You have luxury.
A lower class of beings.
Yeah. Imagine an angel is lower class than you. You're so holy and righteous and lucky.
But it makes sense. We're going to make it make sense because that's why he raised up and he said, I ain't going to bow down to this hill. But we the Lord. We Lord and the angels, but God chose us. Then the angels. So his pride got him kicked out. So we have to make it make sense.
We're surrounded by so many stars to keep our frequency up, to keep our operation in order. Our order. Now, here's something that you can't know order. Okay, you can't know another person's order. You can't. It's like impossible. It would take forever in order to get to the point where you would understand the order. And you can just assume that you know it, and you can be as close as you can possibly say you know it. Order is the hardest thing in the universe to know. You don't know your own order, especially when
only God knows it. Yeah,
exactly. Because he's the one that made it.
Law and order. Yeah,
he's the one that made order.
Where do you think so America?
11.
Yeah, where do you think so America got statutes and ordinance? It came from God. It came from His book.
Genesis 11 says that languages were confused. They were intentionally confused. Intentionally encrypted, basically. All the languages were being combined by the Tower of Babel.
Yeah.
And then
Nimrod is the one that built the Tower of Babel. Yeah.
Yep. They were all being combined, and you know that wasn't what we wanted. In a way, like imagine being born in a world where everybody speaks the exact same language. That teaches you a fallacy, right? God's whole idea of Lucifer Morningstar is to teach people that there is outside of God. Right. Because Lucifer Morningstar's main goal was to leave God and bring light to where darkness is. Meaning he's supposed to leave outside of God, be able to live long periods of time outside of God, find beings out there and save them by helping them bring them to God or bring God to them. if they can't, move, or if they can't get it there. So teach God where beings are. Teach beings where God is. He was a missionary. He was one of the first missionary angels. So people don't get that. This is also fifth dimensionally. You could be right on top of God himself, somewhere inside of him, and still be lost. Just like a microbacteria is lost inside of you.
Basically, lost means you're in darkness here, so you have to come back to the light in order to complete the will and the purpose that God has for each human being that's on earth. Which is also, guys, it's a free will purpose. Either you can be for God or against God. That's your free will choice. And that's the reason why we was created. To carry out God's will and purpose plan. And not the enemy's will and purpose plan. To steal, kill, and destroy. That's the enemy. And sometimes that's why there's voices. But if you hear a voice and you know that's not God, well, it must be the enemy. Because God said he created everything for good. It is good.
I've seen it where there are beings in the universe, and I'm not just going to say God, but I felt like this was God showing me that he doesn't just give us free will, he doesn't take it away.
Yeah, he don't, yeah.
But I'm not saying that he won't, because he can. And why is it that he can? Because he has that much canon. He has that much research. He has that much knowledge, that much prestige. He has that much invested into free will that he can take it away. And I've seen it where I couldn't even swear. I pretty much asked him, I was like, the idea of beaching was in my mind, and I asked him, I was like, I want to try beaching. I couldn't say the F word. I could not do it. It was not physically possible. I was like,
yeah, he'll close your tongue, yeah.
I was like, I could only pronounce the F syllable.
Yeah.
Barely, and only part of the F syllable. That's all I can say.
Above the stars. 5 times he did it. Woo! That's blasphemy against God's Spirit.
Well, it wasn't against the Holy Spirit, at least, because he didn't die, did he?
Well, yeah. The Holy Spirit is eternal.
What did he do, though?
Eternal beings.
What did he do?
What you mean?
What did Lucifer do in that situation where he blasphemed?
Well, he told them because he said he was going to be like God. Yeah, that's blasphemy.
Well, that's light blasphemy.
Yeah,
We can all forgive that. We can all forgive that.
Yeah, right? We can forgive that, but there's 5 kingdoms, 5 fallen kingdoms. These 5 fallen kingdoms was the devil's kingdom. And they all was defeated by God himself. So you're never going to win against God, no matter what you do. I mean, myself, I lost against him. That's why I got suspended. I was fighting against people, I was fighting against God. Period.
Yep.
That's what I was fighting against him. You see, I lost. He lost twice. He lost against Michael the Archangel. That's his first loss. And then he lost against Jesus, the second loss. He destroyed the works of the devil on the cross 2,000 years ago. What is the works of the devil? It's generation curses, our sinful nature, all the sickness, disease, and death. Jesus closed those doors on the cross. That's the works that the Bible's speaking about.
Yep. I like that.
That's real talk right now, guys.
And you can either transcend or descend right now. Transcend is going to be going up in order, right? You're going to go up in frequency, up in order, up in magnetic order too. Magnetic aura is actually one of the most powerful things. It keeps demons away. Because imagine getting blasted in the face 1,000 times a second.
You can't handle the light.
Yeah, the demons can't handle the light. No, that's why they're not here.
But that's another thing too, guys, that they're trapped. The 1/3 fallen angels, they're trapped down there with us, which is the first heaven, planet Earth, physical realm. And then you got third heaven, that's the holy realm. Then you got spiritual realm. That's where the principalities, forces of darkness, rulers in high places operate from. Then there's planet Earth, us, that's
What realm? What realm is that?
It's spiritual realm. Where the principalities, forces of darkness operate from. Rulers in high places, yeah.
I hate that realm because
it
brings so much logic to me. It's like,
spiritual realm.
As far as I believe, if you build enough canon, you can kill any spirit. In my opinion, personally, so if God came down here with infinite canon and goes, I built that entire realm, and one of you is dying. I know exactly who it is. You're right there. You've been doing this for so long. They're gonna die. That's all there is to it. You gotta understand that everything is killable. And that pisses me off as much as I love it. I love it and hate it, and at the same time, like if we could all live in utopia, it'd be great. But the thing is we live in a security utopia where it's all about securing things and security and forces. We forcefully make heaven. We forcefully make utopia. We forcefully make idealistic places to live in. With forces, with technology, with wisdom, with wisdom.
So there's scripture in Noah said it says that God said, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. Now the knowledge that God is talking about, he's talking about spiritual knowledge, spiritual understanding, and spiritual wisdom. Not as the world teaches to mislead us from the wide path to keep us on the wide path of destruction and despair when we should be on the narrow pathway. And by the way, the narrow pathway is actually the cross, which is the middle of the cross, which is the personal friendship with God and the personal relationship with God. And once we open our eyes, open our mind, our heart, our spirit, and get our soul saved, then we on the right track per se. And that's free will too.
That's the upgrade
That's
right there.
free will, yeah. That's the upgrade, yeah. And then we'll be able to download the right information.
I've seen heaven. That's what I
Yeah,
got.
right information. Because when it comes to drugs and alcohol, it distorts that thought process. It attacks our supercomputer, which is our brains. The supercomputer.
Yep, I've seen upgrades. I've been in Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness is where Jesus upgrades you because he finds you. He finds you.
Right, yeah.
He understands you. He canons your chaos, basically, right?
Right, yeah.
You know, God made you part chaos, right?
Right, yeah.
Part chaos,
Yeah.
part light,
Good and
right?
evil, yeah.
Okay, and that's the ability to choose evil. Not chaos is not evil. Chaos is not darkness either. Chaos means unfigured out operations. Meaning it's somewhere in the mass in the fifth dimension where mass is operating in micro order ways where you have parts of your soul are not figured out and operating. Now you split them up, and if it dies, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You'll still stay alive.
No,
But here's the thing: is you lose your encryption. What you want to do is you want to transcend. Transcendence is where you lose your light matter and keep your dark chaos matter. All right. Now it's not evil. It's not darkness. It's just encrypted. That's what transcendence is. If you get that state, you can alternate back into the world by translocating it or being able to, get assistance from God to be able to find where it is. Like if you get lost somewhere in the fifth dimension, right? Like if you die in physical reality and you want to come back to Earth. The saints, to become a saint, you have to die in light mass, survive in chaos matter, go to heaven. So you have to be in like heaven matter now. And then you have to be able to come back to Earth and perform miracles just to achieve sainthood. You can't be a saint in Catholic in the Catholic religion. They will. They're so wise and they're so old and they're such old souls in the Catholic Church that they know.
But are they wise according to are they wise according to the world status or are they wise according to the word? See, if you wise according to the world,
they're both.
then you're being misled because God already said He's not the author of confusion and
Some
chaos.
might not be.
Yeah, He's not.
But
That's my belief. That's my
But
take
the
on
notaries,
it.
the notaries and the ordainers, the people that are ordaining this and finding it, they know that if you're in heaven, performing miracles on earth. They're that smart where they know that you're doing that, right? So they put your name on the list. They go, this person is now a ordained, confirmed saint. There's a humongous list of saints. You could scroll all day and read about saints all day. Look on Wikipedia. It's a public knowledge, thing where you get canonized. What does canonized mean? It means that you are praised to be at a higher standard in the holy army and the holy order. And God canonizes people as well, meaning He kind of knights you. It's not knighting. Knighting is a completely different thing, but it's similar to knighting.
Yeah, no, that's like when I told you. Remember I told you that one story with that one guy? The guy was a crackhead and football man. He used to put your knife in the thing and say, hey, blah, blah, kill him. And then he had to put your knife. I don't know if I told you the story. Yeah. And he would put the knife, one on my left shoulder, one on my right shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
And so
basically,
this was
story to me, man.
Right, yeah.
This guy came up to him to kill him with a knife. And he was going to kill him with a knife.
Right, yeah.
And basically, a holy soul or God took control of the body. In my mind, that's what I believe. He took control of the body and then instead united him.
Right, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And this was in 2009. Then 7 years later, when I got released from prison, he was up there at the Union Dome. Yeah, a good guy. So his life was changed that with the past. No longer on drugs. Yeah. He's 7 years later now. And that's the power and authority of God, what he's capable of doing. For anybody's life, not just my life, and not that person's life, but you see, that's a miracle all by itself. I don't know if the man was baptized, dipped in water, I don't know. But I know that God changed that man's life. Period. That's what counts.
I feel like I got a baptism in 2018. And I didn't necessarily, it wasn't from the church. It wasn't from another person. It was kind of I just got a new life. I was so bored before 2018. I was so bored.
Wow, okay.
Like immensely level 10.
So your spirit awakened then. You call it awakened spirit or transformation, yeah. Transformation, yeah.
And I started accessing, a more angel-like world where I wasn't as bored. And some people say that's up, some people say that's down, but I'm gonna say it was definitely a downgrade. In my personal opinion, I went down in vibrational frequencies in the totality of the universe.
Okay.
And I accessed darker realms, but I had more fun though. You know what I mean? Like
in the darker realms.
In the darker realms, I had more fun. I don't know what to tell you. Like before, there was no telepathy. There's no magic. It was just a beautiful, serene, tranquil universe. That's where I live. And now in my world,
there's
clairvoyance, there's gods and sentience. It's like when you live at such a high vibrational frequency, you don't have the ability to connect with others.
Right. Yeah.
And now I have like empathy. Because I had to lower my vibrational frequency from literally just being in my own self down to this, a little bit less encrypted. It would be a word for it. Just once I moved less, then you stay there and you're like, okay, this sucks. And you want to go back up, right? But at the same time, it's like a fight. You got to fight for it. You got to work for it.
Right, yeah.
You got to earn it.
You got to fight for your soul. Yeah, you're in the battlefield. We're in the spiritual battle.
Well, I said earlier was
not flesh and blood.
Christ dollar. I was talking about Christ dollar. Christ dollar is canon, meaning measurements and frequency, order, frequency. Frequency is order. They're the same exact things. Frequency and order are the same things. Canon can create order and frequency. So when you have such high canon and you're way down here at the bottom of the list, somewhere in here, even in the middle of the list, when you get higher Christ dollar, this God canon up here can raise you up a little bit more, and your entire universe will change. You won't even it won't even be close to the same universe anymore. Or you get lowered a little bit, and it's a completely different universe there too.
Yeah, and right now, in closing for real talk, this is God. This is us, Earth. This is God watching everything that's going on down there. The bad stuff and the good stuff. That's why it's called Judgment Day.
That's what I believe. But I also believe in entangling your soul. You can take the soul and entangle it into everything you made. And God made all the stars out of his soul, as far as I believe.
Yes. So
he's technically all of this as well. He's every star at the same time because he's entangling his mind and his soul and his life force into everything. So he's expanding and growing and expanding and growing as much as he possibly can and trying to be sinless. Have you ever seen God sin on somebody?
Not really, no.
No, because he literally goes.
He can't be in the prison of
his forces go right through you, and you don't even notice.
Yeah, God is so real because if God wasn't real, me and him wouldn't be talking. We live and breathe and talk because of the Spirit of God lives in us. Period. Living is, God is actually a consuming fire.
Here's one thing that I had to break through. I had to break through to the fifth dimensional awareness to find God. In my world that I was born in, God wasn't real. Now, I'm talking a small little circle, and I'm a little tiny speck inside of it, living in it. Okay, I had to take this and literally move it inside of God. And once it was inside of God, now it's real again, right? Because he knew exactly which pieces of that circle would change, right? But that whole circle was outside of God. I would say way over here even. Way over here, right? And it took me a long time to shift it all the way over here. Because I had to read it first, right? That's the first thing you're doing, is you're looking around, you're expanding your consciousness, you're reading the universe as a young mind. And if you were born outside of God, fifth dimensionally, you're going to start reading the universe differently. But almost all of us humans are born fourth dimensionally inside of God. So you have outlets to God like church and religion. Luckily, I got into church and religion and got to, study the Bible and learn about God.
Right.
If that wasn't real, I wouldn't even have that outlet. I wouldn't even have the idea that he was real. If nobody said that he was real, I would never even see that as well. So if they could remove the fourth dimensional God, they could keep you in darkness even longer, which they couldn't do. Because that's the thing, is God has so much fifth dimensional expansion that in 4D his churches are everywhere, all over.
Yeah, wide open, internationally. Yeah,
they're all over
the place. Yeah, kind of like the Israelites. God said they are. He's scattered on all four corners of the earth, spread out. Yeah.
I'm sure as we all get older, we're going to understand that there's infinite beings born outside of God completely. Meaning, as we get older, we're going to experience more. We're going to be more spiritual beings, more aware. We're going to be able to talk to beings farther away, see beings farther away, communicate with them farther away. Like if you're the size of a country, you can handshake, Europe in 1 second, right? All the way across the country, no latency. So as we expand our consciousness, expand and grow the world, that's what's going to happen, right? And this makes sense. Eventually, one day, we're going to hit the boundaries of God with our consciousness, which I've already seen. I've already been outside of the Lord, and you expand, you blow up, and you transcend yourself, right? And then God can take that expansion and bring it back into Him. And it's one of the best blessings, because now your soul is getting even more enchanted by God and His grace. And that's what happened to me. I have infinite energy now. I used to pray for energy. I would beg for it. I was like, oh my God, I have no energy. I never have any energy. But thank you guys for watching. We're heading out. Have a good day. Peace.